Well, welcome to Introduction to Philosophy, GSU 2250. My name is Dr. Gary College, and I'll be your facilitator for this course for these 8 weeks. I wanted to take this brief moment just to make some announcements about the course and the protocols and the mechanics of the course so you know how all this stuff shakes out and how things work in this course. There are some unique parts to this course that may be a little different from some of the courses you've taken before. So I just wanted to talk briefly about those. So let's start with the announcements page. Please be certain to read the announcements page each week and to read that carefully. Now, as you know, the beginning of the academic week is Tuesday and the end of the academic week is Monday. So every Tuesday, the first thing you should do is when you log on to Blackboard, the Blackboard will open to the announcements page. Read the announcements page. It will usually be brief. I make a separate video to talk about the week's work. Okay, so the announcements page just has pertinent announcements that may be necessary for you to read. There may be a schedule change. There may be an assignment change. Probably that won't happen, but if it does, that will be on the announcements page. So take the time to read that. That announcement also comes to your moody.edu email account as soon as I post it. So make sure that account is active and that you're checking that. And so you have the announcements there and you have the announcements on the announcements page. Please be diligent to check the announcements. Be sure also to read the course syllabus. You may want to download that and keep a copy to your machine. You may also want to print out a hard copy. Sometimes that's helpful to have. In any case, you're responsible for everything that's in the syllabus. And I just assume that you are. So as we're working through the course, I assume that you've read the syllabus, that you know about how the course works, about all the parts of the course. And so I'll operate under that assumption that you know precisely what's going on. I'd like you to pay particular attention to what it says about the discussion boards and the course reading, also the instructions about the final paper, which I'll talk about in just a second. And of course, it does mention the exams. You have 2 exams in this course, a midterm and a final, but the final is not comprehensive. So it's just really 2 tests, one over the first half of the course and a test over the second half of the course. Let me speak to the discussion boards because these discussion boards are unique. Each week, there will be 2 discussion board prompts posted. Okay? You're required to pick one of those prompts. You don't have to respond to both discussion board prompts. You pick one of them and you post a new thread to that. So you post your response to one of the prompts. Then you go to the prompt that you didn't respond to, that you didn't post to, and you respond to at least 2 of your peers who did post there. Okay, so you're posting to one prompt and you're going to the other prompt that you didn't post to respond to your peers. So for instance, in week number 1, you'll choose either discussion prompt 1.1 or discussion prompt 1.2. Then you'll go to the prompt that you didn't post to, and you'll look at the posts that have been made there by your peers, and you will respond to at least 2 of those prompts. Okay, so it's really very simple, but you don't have to respond to both discussion board prompts. Just pick one of them. You'll also want to be sure that you are clear on what happens with the final paper. Okay? Be sure to read those directions carefully. You have 2 options for your final paper. You're to choose one of them. Okay? So you may write an argument analysis paper, or you might choose to write a philosopher engagement paper. You'll likely know very early in the course what you like the best, whether you want to deal with the philosophers or whether you want to talk about arguments. In either case, you are to pick just one of those options, not both of them. If you have questions through the course, what we're going to learn is philosophy is all about questions. But if you have questions, and here I'm thinking about questions of content about the course, not questions of mechanics or how the course works or something about the syllabus. But if you have questions about the content of the course, if you need clarification of an idea or a concept or you just need to stop a minute and think about something, please ask those questions. Okay? Go to the community post discussions page and submit your questions in the course questions and discussion forum. Now, don't hesitate to use that section and ask questions. You can certainly ask questions about the mechanics and about the syllabus and things like that, but please don't hesitate to ask questions of content for clarification and for understanding. This is such an important part of philosophy. And so I want you to be clear on these concepts we're talking about and clear on what the philosophers are talking about. So please don't hesitate to post there. Well, that's kind of just some of the things, some of the key things that I wanted to go over in terms of announcements. I'm going to post this week, I'm going to post one more video called The Argument Clinic by Monty Python. And so that fits in with our discussion of logic and our consideration of logic. So please be sure to view that video as well. I'm looking forward to this course with you. I hope you are as well.